And he said, by the time I am gone, they can enjoy all these things. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And when this great man, this excellent father, died, the children, when a great father dies, people, they will mourn the father, they will cry, they will say, oh, father, I've gone. What do we do now? All those things. After mourning, after weeping, they are supposed to go ahead and pick up the wheel and go through the wheel, and then begin to say, okay, this belongs to Aaron, this belongs to Aaron, this belongs to Aaron,
Yeah.
and then this belongs to Rance, to Rance, to Rance, this belongs to Dennis, to Dennis, to Dennis, 10 cities, you 20 cities, you 50 cities, Okay?
Yeah.
And after going through the wheel, which is the New Testament and the Old Testament,
Yeah.
we have advantage of both.
Mm.
Okay? It is the will of God.
Yes.
The Old Testament, the New Testament, we can harvest or take properties from any of those.
Okay.
Yeah?
Ah.
So, oh my God, I'm so excited talking about this.
What do you mean taking properties from Old Testament and New
Yeah,
Testament?
hallelujah.
What exactly do you mean by that?
Very good question.
Mm.
Okay. You caught me in my excitement because even when I said it,
Yeah.
I didn't know, when I said it, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
As I was thinking about it, I said, oh my God,
Mm.
this God, this father is so wealthy.
Yeah.
He left so much for us
Mm.
to take. I even looked at the Old Testament and I look at something that is quite expensive on earth right now. Healing.
Mm.
Healing that people are ready to pay thousands of dollars
Yeah.
to get.
Mm.
Even it's quite, for the wealthy man, this is the things that they fear most. Like, if money cannot buy health for them,
Yeah.
that's what they fear most. They believe that money can buy so many things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to health and they are
Happiness.
struggling,
Mm.
then this thing has been put in our hand, children of God,
Yeah.
the healing.
Mm.
I'm just bringing just one from the Old Testament. Say, by his stripes we are healed.
Mm.
And then he came in the New Testament and said to us, I give you power over sicknesses and diseases, to cast out demons and the rest of them, to heal the sick. He gave us that.
Yes.
So there is something we are holding that we don't even know the value of that. So I read the will, and I see he has given me healing, and he has given me the power to heal.
Yeah.
Look at that. I said, so this is in his will.
Mm.
And my father said, when he's gone, I can have it. I will harvest healing from the Old Testament. I will harvest it from the New Testament.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
That is why today I can confidently say to people, oh, I cannot fall sick. And they think I'm bragging, I'm braggadocious or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But they don't understand. I have learned to extract from the will of my father the gifts that he laid down for me. Because this is the challenge that most people will have today.
Yeah.
How do you make use of what God has given
Yes.
to you?